Hello again, everyone, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian, and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. Students, in this class, we are looking at IELTS Speaking Part 3, the third and final part of the speaking section of the IELTS exam, talking about fashion and shops. So if you were in our class that just concluded about 30 minutes ago, Speaking Part 2 was about a person you know who dresses well. So it's no surprise that Part 3 continues from the topic of Part 2 about fashion and shops, or shopping for clothes more specifically. These questions were requested by Chayani. Thank you, Chayani, for sending these. Chayani had these questions or similar questions on her IELTS exam not so long ago, a little while ago, and as it turns out, Alanis, I think, also had these questions. So, these kinds of questions come up on the test, absolutely. Talking about people, talking about objects, an important skill in the English language. Welcome, Fuang. Hi, Natty. Good to see you here. Snehal, nice to see many of our members. Black Panther, Divya, Alexander, Kamaljit. Good to have you on board with us today. And Alexi, it's nice to have our moderators in the class as well. That is awesome. We've got a lot of great people in the session. Students, this lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS. Visit us there. For general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. These websites power these live classes. We use these websites to interact with students. And of course, they have practice exams, videos, strategies, interactive course. Click that big red button right there at aehelp.com to join our premium IELTS package. For general IELTS, it's the green background. Click that big red button there. We help thousands and thousands of students every month. You can read their success stories right there. We've even got a page dedicated to all of these awesome, amazing people who share their success stories with us. If you're one of these students, definitely let us know. And we would love to get your testimonial, your success story, and add it to our pages. We are very proud that all of our testimonials are 100% genuine. So be one of those success stories. Students, if you have questions, let me know. Send me an email, adrian@aehelp.com, admin@aehelp.com, and pay attention to our live class schedule, April 1st to April 7th. I will be posting this a little bit later today on our YouTube and on our Instagram. So check that out. It looks like this for the next week, starting on the 5th, speaking part 1, then task 2, reading on the 6th, and more speaking on the 7th. Check out this new video. We just released it. We just put it up on our YouTube channel. It's awesome. It's a great way to practice your speaking. Use it. It is for you. There it is. It's in the chat. The link. Check that out. I know many of you have. Okay. Divya, if your test is in 10 days, check out these karaoke, or as the Japanese say, karaoke style videos, okay? And use them to practice. All right. Hi, Josie. Speaking Part 3 follows from Speaking Part 2. Again, these questions or similar questions appeared on an IELTS exam not so long ago. Talk about fashion, styling, and shops. Now, of course, importantly, you need to remember all of those words and ideas from Part 2. A lot of candidates, when they finish Part 2, all of the notes, the information, their speech goes poof out of their heads. What did I talk about? What just happened? Forget about it. No. Part 3 is connected to Part 2. You need to remember Part 2. It just happened. And in the real exam, it really did just happen. So you can't forget your notes. You have to remember expressions like dressed to kill or words like attire and wardrobe, because those will be useful for part 3 when you're connecting your ideas. Okay? All right. So Alexi says, yes, dressed to kill. So not a poof. Okay. It's not a whole new world out there with part 3. It's a continuation. The IELTS examiners in their marking sheet, they literally have a criteria that says communication connected to part 2, check or no check, right? They need to hear that connection. Okay. They're looking for it. All right, students, let's just jump right into it. So I'll give you strategies. I'll give you some high band responses, and I want you to do the same. Yes, give me strategies. Give me some high band responses. So talk about fashion styling in shops. First question, the examiner asks, has the way people style their fashion changed over the years? So another way you can ask this is, has people's fashion styles changed over the years? Okay. Give me a nice full sentence answer for this one. I will do the same and then we'll compare. Okay. And very, very soon we will practice live with our volunteers. Yes. I believe that fashion styles have changed quite a bit in the past decade or so, as people's preference of clothing is always becoming new and different. I remember back in 2010, tight black vinyl pants were very popular for women, but these days torn jeans have become more of a fad. There's your band 9. Okay, so again, this is speaking, everybody, so speak and repeat. Copy what I say, copy how I say it. Speak and repeat. Okay. Again, for those of you who are new to our live classes and our channel, I'm Canadian. I live on the west coast of Canada in Victoria. My English is, well, we could say Canadian English, but a more accurate description would be West Coast North American. So if you visit Washington, Seattle, California, British Columbia, Alberta, kind of, Yukon, Alaska, you will hear a very similar style of English spoken. Okay. Hollywood movies have very similar kind of English, of course, Hollywood being in Los Angeles on the West Coast. Okay. Here we go, everybody. So has the way people style their fashion changed over the years? Notice the present perfect. Okay. Has it changed? So immediately present perfect. Yes, I believe that fashion styles have changed. I changed it to a plural, which is good. So I changed the has to a have. And I kept the changed. So yes, I believe that fashion styles have changed quite a bit in the past decade or so, as people's preference of clothing is always becoming new and different. I remember back in 2010, tight black vinyl pants were very popular for women, but these days torn jeans have become more of a fad. Fad meaning popular. When you catch vocabulary, students, make sure to write it down. So write down fad equals popular. Need to use it. Vinyl pants. Vinyl, a type of rubbery plastic. Okay? So write down new vocabulary as you hear it. Yeah, let's see. Najagdeep has this answer for us. Najagdeep says, yes, I think people's style to dress has changed over past few years, as earlier people preferred to wear traditional outfits, but now people wear Western like jeans are more common. Okay. Najagdeep, this answer would get you about a band 4.5. 4. And the reason why, so the examiner is thinking numerous grammar mistakes, makes coherence challenging. And I have a feeling that it'd be difficult to say this fluently. And if you were fluent, I would still have this. So that's what the examiner's thinking. Okay. So they're on this kind of band 4 for this response. So let's correct this, Najagdeep. Let's change your answer. Let's fix it. Okay. So what you're wanting to say, Najagdeep, is yes, I think people's styles have changed over the past few years, as in earlier decades, many individuals preferred to wear traditional outfits, especially here in India. Many women wore saris, but now most Indians like to wear Western styles of clothing, like jeans and t-shirts. Okay, so that would be closer to your band 9 as long as you say it fluently. Okay, Najagdeep, that's the correction there. All right. So again, repeat, students. Yes, I think people's styles have changed over the past few years, as in earlier decades, many individuals preferred to wear traditional outfits, especially here in India. Many women wore saris, but now most Indians like to wear Western styles of clothing like jeans and t-shirts. Okay, you're very welcome, Najagdeep. It's not just for Najagdeep. So when you're looking at the corrections and you're seeing what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, don't just go, oh, okay, this is boring because Adrian's not talking about my sentence and like whatever. I'm not saying all of you do that, but you know, sometimes it's easy to kind of get distracted or not pay as much attention. Do pay attention because the corrections are important for everybody. So notice how here I added this element, especially here in India, women wore saris. So that specific language, right, is very important for those higher band scores, those details. And that could be whether you're in Nigeria, Brazil, Mexico, China, it doesn't matter. You have to do the same. You have to add in that specific piece. Like if you're in Japan, you might say, especially here in Japan, women wore kimonos. It's not true, but anyway, you get the idea. All right. Epoxy says, hi, sir, my results just came. Lightning bolts. Epoxy, how did you do? Let us know. I'm curious, especially that you have lightning bolts there. All right. Let's check out some other responses. Manavish has this to say. Manavish says, absolutely, fashion lets one meeting the modern trends and is often helpful to look attractive and staying up to date with influence, a good impression of a person on others. Manavish, this would be a band 3. And I have to completely rewrite this, so I'm not going to do that right now, but I will ask everybody, why is this a band 3? Okay, so here's the question. Has the way people's style, their fashion changed over the years? Manavish says, absolutely. Fashion lets one meeting the modern trend and is often helpful to look attractive and staying up to date with influence, a good impression of a person. It's a band 3. Why? Yeah, so Fong says it seems really off topic. I don't really see if you're answering this question, if it's changed, and it's very confusing. Okay, so off topic, grammar is poor and content is incoherent. That's what the examiner would mark for that. So it would be marked as about a band 3. So you have to rephrase it. Rephrase, re-say completely. Don't be shy to do that. You know, you want to completely rephrase it. Ooh, epoxy 7.5. Very good. Very nice. You see the, what is it? 8 congratulations from Alexi there. Absolutely. Good job, epoxy. 1, 2, big thumbs up going into your weekend. That means you're between a good and a very good user of the English language. That is outstanding, epoxy. Send me an email. I would love to add you to those beautiful testimonials that we have on our website. So, epoxy, when you get a chance, just write me a short email to Adrian and say, hi, this is Epoxy. This is my actual name. I'm from this country. I got 7.5, and whatever you feel, whatever you think. Okay, we love to hear those stories. It gives me all this energy that I have for these classes. It really does. So send me that testimonial. Okay. All right, everybody. Let's jump to the next question. Do you think fashion is important in general? Okay. Now, this is a closed question. What does that mean? What does it mean when you have a closed question? You get these questions sometimes. Usually you get open questions on the IELTS speaking, but sometimes you get these closed questions. What is a closed question, first of all? It's an important notion or concept. Alexander says it's a yes or no question. Yes, that's right, Alexander. Yeah, it's a yes or no. Closed question means yes, no question. Absolutely. For good communication students, just a personal tip in your life, really work hard to ask open questions. If you want to have happy, healthy relationships with your family, with your loved ones, ask open questions. That's a good tip from psychology. So closed questions, yes, no questions, they have their place, but they're not all that great in personal relationships. So ask open questions. Take the time. Be patient. We often ask closed questions because we're impatient and because we don't really care about the opinion of the other person. So ask open questions. But on the IELTS, you get these closed questions, the yes-no questions. Usually, for the IELTS, what do you think is the better answer? Yes or no? Usually. Jeez. There we go. Yes or no? Yeah. Alexi says yes is better. Fuang says yes. Josie says yes. Yes, yes. Everybody says yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes is usually better. There's a funny movie with Jim Carrey. It's called Yes Man. I think it's called Yes Man, if I remember correctly. It's an older movie, probably about 15 years old now, maybe 10 years old. It's called Yes Man, and it's about saying yes, yes, yes to whatever situation comes to life. So on the IELTS, you want to be a yes man or a yes woman. Okay, so yes woman or a yes man. Do you think fashion is important in general? Yes. Okay, so usually the yes concept is, okay, somebody might try to answer like this. No, I think it is what's inside a person that makes them special. I mean, whether a person is kind and friendly is a lot more important than the clothes that they wear. I have a good friend who is always in joggers and a t-shirt, but so nice inside. And that's what truly matters. Can you say this answer? Yes, you can, and I'm going to teach it to you. And it's a good answer. Is it an easy answer? No, absolutely not. It's challenging to express this clearly, even for a native speaker. Okay? You might think, really? Yeah, it is. Okay? It's very easy to sound awkward and confusing when you express these kinds of no concepts. Okay? So practice it, learn it with me. I will teach it to you, but I will show you that a yes concept is much, much easier to explain. Okay? All right? Practice this. Do you think fashion is important in general? No. I think it's what's inside a person that makes them special. I mean, whether a person is kind and friendly is a lot more important than the clothes that they wear. I have a good friend who is always in joggers and a t-shirt, but so nice inside, and that's what truly matters. And see, even here, reading this now would change it, but has such a great personality. And that's what truly matters. See, so even here, as I read it, I'm like, if I had the chance to say it again, I would say it a little bit differently to make it better. Okay? All right, so the no answer, possible, not easy. Okay? Usually yes answer is better. Let's take a yes answer. Nanui has this answer for us. Nanui says, yes, fashion is important in many ways. It's about culture and personal vision of such matters or such perspectives. Don't use the word things, Nanuni. As clothes. So let's continue with the concept of India here. In India, there are many different colors and motifs which can be found on a traditional sari, which reflect both the region and beliefs of the person wearing it. Okay? So that would be a really nice case example to follow up that answer explanation, right? So Nanui, yes, fashion is important in many ways. It's about culture and personal vision of such perspectives as clothes. That's a little bit awkward. Let's fix that. It's about culture and personal vision, and that's enough. In India, there are many different colors and motifs which can be found on a traditional sari that reflect both the region and beliefs of the person wearing it. Right? Okay. Game Changer says this for the yes answer. Yeah, fashion is more important in general because it puts a first impression on the man next to you. Fashion varies from people to people, as someone might like tight pants, whereas others would not. Okay, Game Changer, I think you have the right idea. We just need to fix the English a little bit. So instead of yeah, let's use professional English as much as possible. Using yeah once or twice is okay in the speaking, but do use professional language. So yes. Fashion is not more important, is very important in general because it not puts, the correct verb is gives a first impression not on the man next to you, that's kind of weird, gives a first impression to others. Okay, so yes, fashion is very important in general because it gives a first impression to others. Instead of repeating fashion, let's say people's attire varies from person to person. We don't say varies people to people. We say varies from person to person because it's one person varying to another person, not people varying to people. Okay, so varies person to person. As someone might like tight pants to show off their physique. As I talked about in part 2 about my brother, right? And I think it was Frost, if I don't know if you're watching this, it might be a bit late for you now, but as Frost was saying in the previous class when he was talking about his brother's fashion sense. So as I talked about in part 2 about my brother, whereas some prefer loose fitting clothes for comfort, right? A little bit clearer communication. So game changer, we're moving from a band 6 territory to a band 9 territory with just some more accurate English and some better or improved coherence. Okay, so try this, everybody. Yes, fashion is very important in general because it gives a first impression to others. People's attire varies from person to person, as someone might like tight pants to show off their physique, as I talked about in part 2 about my brother, whereas some prefer loose-fitting clothes for comfort. Yeah, and that's the message they send. I like comfort over showing off my hot body. Okay. All right. Good job, students. Natty, nice paraphrasing. Natty says, yes, fashion is crucial as individuals' first impression matters a lot. Very good. Sherpa, don't have two thoughts on this statement. It's going to lead to confusion and difficult English. So students avoid the two thought or the it depends answer. Okay, that's an important tip. It's another bad piece of advice that you see in a lot of IELTS training materials that they say, well, just start with it depends. No, don't start with it depends. Just think about yourself, right? Like when somebody starts with it depends, how do you feel about it? So why would you do that in the IELTS then? If you don't like when people say it depends, then why would you say that to the examiner, right? It doesn't make sense. Logic. So again, sometimes people say, well, Adrian, why do you think you're right? I don't think I'm right. It's not about what I think. It's about logic, right? Logic of good communication. So don't listen to me. Don't listen to others. Listen to logic. Okay, listen to yourself. So don't give it depends answers. Okay, so avoid saying or stating, both on the writing as well. So sometimes students do this in writing tasks too. Avoid stating it depends. There are some cases, okay, there are some exceptions. I will say that, but most of the time you want to say yes, and most of the time you want to avoid saying it depends. People generally don't like that answer. Why? Because they're useless. So if you ask me like, hey, Adrian, do you think I should go to Canada for my university studies? And I'm like, well, it depends. Are you okay with colder weather? No. Yes, come to Canada. It's a great country. It's beautiful. There are places that are warm, like Victoria and Vancouver, where I live, and sunny and have beautiful nature, and the universities are fantastic. It's a good idea. You can learn English, learn a different culture, even learn French. Studying in Canada is a great idea. I'm not going to tell you it depends, okay? That's useless for you. Of course it depends. It depends everywhere in the world, right? Okay? So not it depends, okay? Stick to one side and explain it clearly. All right, everybody, let's take one more question. How can people buy fashion products? Give me a nice full sentence answer for this question. Okay. How can people buy fashion products? Anna, is it? correct me if I'm not saying or not reading the Cyrillic correctly here. I think the two H's are an N, if I'm not mistaken. But if I am, let me know. Alexander might be able to help me with this as well. So I think it's Anna. Anna says, first of all, people can visit a fashionable boutique in which they can buy clothes from the latest collection. For instance, in Odessa, we have a boutique symbol in which people can choose, in which people can currently choose the latest spring lineup of clothes. I'm planning to go there later this week. Also, many people buy clothes online through shops like Amazon. Okay, so try to give at least two. Anna says, yes, that's correct. I'm learning slowly. I'm learning, right? Okay. Good. So Anna, not bad at all. A couple of small corrections, a little bit more detail, a little bit more fluency for those higher band scores. Okay. All right. Alexi has this to say. Nowadays, there are many different ways to purchase clothes, ranging from online shopping to visiting a shopping center. Personally, I prefer to buy outfits on brands' sites. It is much more comfortable. Okay, great start, Alexi. Little bit weird on the finish. We need more clarity. So personally, I prefer to buy outfits on the original brands' websites. I think that's what you're trying to say here, to be clear, right? Because instead of the physical shops, it is much more comfortable. It's kind of weird because we're talking about clothes. Convenient because I can save time and money, and I know that I am getting the original product. I bought a nice Nike hoodie from Nike.com last week. Okay, so Alexi, a little bit more clarity on the end. So strong start, strong finish. Okay, very important, especially for those high band scores, band 8, band 9. You want to start strong, finish strong. Okay, the way to finish strong is to have a good explanation and a smooth, good connecting example. All right. Alexi says it's because of YouTube's word message restrictions. Yes, I know, Alexi. That makes it a bit of a pain. You got to use 2 different messages. So here we go. One more time, repeat after me. Nowadays, there are many different ways to purchase clothes, ranging from online shopping to visiting a shopping center. Personally, I prefer to buy outfits on the original brand's websites. It's much more convenient because I can save time and money, and I know that I'm getting the original product. I bought a nice Nike hoodie from Nike.com last week. All right. Good. Students, let's make this practice real. I mean, let's actually use our voice. So we've got lots more great questions here. We will go through those by talking to some volunteers. This is how you volunteer for speaking. Okay, first of all, register a free or a paid account. You can do this with a free account as well. Okay, so you're not like, okay, here it goes. Now he wants money. No, I don't want your money. It's a good idea to invest in your learning, and it helps us to help you, absolutely, but we just want you to get good at English. All right, so go to ahelp.com. ahelp.com looks like this. If you want to buy the full course, click on the big red button there. It's a one-time payment. You get lifetime access, and you get a nice organization of all of our videos, practice exams, interactive courses, etc. You can use the green button for a free account. Then you get into your course and you click on my or on student partner speaking. You need a good internet connection. You need to make sure your microphone and your speakers are given permission on the websites, or you allow the website to use it. And then you click on that, accept the terms. You're responsible. If you do something bad, it's on you, not on us. Keep that in mind. And then you are in the chat interface. Okay, you'll see all these beautiful students, and the list goes on and on. And you'll see me in here as well. You're going to see me in here as master. I'll be like that. And then you will see these little blue envelopes. And then you can send me a message and say, I want to volunteer. And then I can give permission and we can practice. So let's do this. Lola, we haven't heard from you in a while, so let's give Lola a chance. Lola, are you ready? I'm going to put on my ears. If you've got headphones, use them. And we'll get right into it. Lola says yes. Hi, Lola. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm doing great. You're a little bit quiet. Can you turn up the microphone on your end a bit or move closer?
Yeah. But I have a cold, so that's why you will have me a little bit slower.
You have a cold?
Yeah.
Ah, so are you drinking some lemon and honey tea?
No, I'm planning to drink it.
Yeah, that was kind of a question and advice at the same time.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Thank you.
All right, Lola. Well, I hope you get better soon. Let's practice a couple of questions. Here we go. Let's jump into this part 3. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, let's talk about fashion and shopping. What is the difference between online shopping and physical shopping?
The difference between buying things from websites and buying it from face, seeing it by eye, I mean. In the physical shopping, people can touch goods that they're purchasing rather than they don't do it while shopping it online. And so I think that's a big difference between online and physical shopping.
What special clothes do people in your country wear on official or formal occasions?
In my country, people usually wear white shirts with black pants or skirts as on formal occasions, as I do. I always wear white shirt with black skirts to my school every day, high school.
Okay, I'm going to just stop with those 2 questions and give you a bit of feedback. So that's about a band.
Not good.
A band not so good. All right, we'll go with that, Lola. A band not so good. Well, it's not terrible. It's anywhere between a 5.5 and a 6, maybe a 5, 6.
Yeah.
It felt like you were struggling a little bit to get your ideas out clearly, fluently. You had good ideas. You were just struggling with them a little bit, and I know you can actually speak English better. I've heard you speak English better. Speaking in another language when you have a cold, when you haven't spoken maybe English today so much, that's tricky, right? So those are affecting your score, I'm sure. Let's try to fix it a bit, though. So here the question is, what is the difference between online shopping and physical shopping? You said, the difference between buying things online or buying it face-to-face. And then you continued to explain it, like you said, I mean like in a shop. You don't need to do that. Buying it face-to-face makes sense. So it's natural English. You don't need to explain that concept. That's clear. Okay, so I know that you mean going into a shop and looking at the sales representative and buying it. So it's totally fine. What's a mistake though here? So buying things online or buying it face to face, how could you make that better?
Thanks, I think that's a big difference I made.
Yeah, so instead of saying buying things, what should you say? Buying
goods, maybe.
Yeah, buying goods. Absolutely. Already a much better word than things. Yeah, so the difference between buying goods online or buying it face to face in physical shops, people can touch things. So don't forget the topic, right? Always keep the topic in mind, even though it might sound like the examiner is changing the topic, there's often still a connection, a relationship. And that's important because you can produce a lot better language. So you said in physical shops, people can touch things. We're talking about clothing, right, Lola?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you give me a better phrase, a better idea here? Instead of in physical shops, people can touch things. Think about clothing. So in physical shops, people can...
Wear outfits.
Okay, wear is not bad. There's a different natural way to say that in English. It starts with try.
Ah,
Try. Try on, that's right. Can try on outfits, and we often use the word outfits in this case. And now, because you're generating a better idea, you can actually generate more fluency, right? So when you go to a physical shop, Lola, to try on an outfit, why is that good?
Because we will decide or we're gonna buy it or not. So
Okay, but you're going to see something. So when you try on a dress, for example, Lola, at a shop, what can you see when you put that dress on? See the fit, right? How it actually fits. So it's not just, you're not just guessing by uploading a digital version of yourself and being like, oh, I think I'll look like that in that dress, but you actually know what you're going to look like, right? So and what else? So you can see how it fits. That's one part of it. What's the other part of it that's important?
how it looks on me, maybe.
Not just the look, but the... Look at my hands. The... What is it?
Purchase money.
The feel,
Oh,
right?
feel.
So sometimes, I don't know if this ever happened to you, but people
Oh,
buy online like a t-shirt or pants and they're like, oh, it looks so awesome. And then they get it and they put it on and they're like, it's so itchy. Take it off. Get it off. It's so itchy. Right? So they can see it and they can feel it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they can see the fit and know how the fabric feels. Okay. So much better language now, much better language. Okay, let's try this again, Lola. So what is the difference between online shopping and physical shopping?
The difference between buying goods online or buying it face to face in physical shoppings, people can try on outfits and so they can feel how it feels, fabric feels, and how it looks on them. I mean, how it fits on them.
And then make the decision.
And and then make the decision.
Okay,
Sorry.
much better. One more time. What is the difference between online shopping and physical shopping?
The difference between buying goods online or buying it face to face in physical shops, people can try on outfits so they can see the fit and know how the fabric feels and then make the decision to buy it.
Good. Nice finish. That will definitely get you a 7.5 or a band 8, no problem. Okay, so that's the difference. So don't forget the topic of part 2 and part 3. Even when the question seems to change, really avoid the word things, right? And think about yourself, like when you go into a shop and put on a pair of shoes or you put on a dress, right? Of course, you feel the fit and the fabric. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right, Lola, I hope you feel better soon and keep up the good practice.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Lola.
Bye-bye.
All right, that was Lola. Let's give a thumbs up. That was awesome. Okay, let's try somebody else. Let's try Chayani. She's the one who sent us these questions. Chayani, are you there? We definitely want to give her a chance. She'll tell us when she got these and what kind of answers she gave. So Chayani, no pressure. Are you there? Are you there to speak a little bit with me? Thanks for all the thumbs up for Lola, everybody. We've got a bit of time, so make sure you hang in there. Chayani, if you're still there, let me know. I know it's getting really late for you in Indonesia, but hopefully you're still there. I would love to thank you for sending the questions. Ah, there you are.
Hello, Sir Diane.
Hi, Chayani. How are you?
I'm doing fine today. How about you?
I am doing good. First of all, thank you for sending us these questions for today's class. That's great.
You're most welcome, sir.
And as you see, you're not the only one. Alaunus, I don't know if you saw that in the chat, but said, hey, I got these questions too.
Yeah.
So good. So yeah, they're questions from a past exam or very similar to. How did you do in that exam, Chayani?
To be honest, while in the part 3 question, I was quite trouble because I'm unfamiliar with this topic,
Fair enough.
especially that related to fashion.
So don't think that way, first of all, Chani. I mean, you are a beautiful Indonesian woman. I'm sure you pay attention to the clothes that you wear and what you do. So you know more about it than you might give yourself credit for, okay? Always think optimistically, all right? Let's start with that, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, Chani, I will ask you a couple of these questions. Give me some nice full sentence answers. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, all right. Here we go. So, do you think fashion is important in general?
Generally, I think fashion is very crucial that can present the personality of the people. Like one of my friend Destin always wear some colorful outfit that makes them feel positive for the each people who saw her fashion in the each day.
How can people buy fashion products?
People can purchase their product either in the online shop or in the physical store. So most of Indonesian people tend to buy some of the fashion items through online e-commerce like Shopee or Beskar, while the others tend to visit mall to go to the retail shop like H&M.
What are some disadvantages of buying goods from online shops?
Oh, okay, that is an interesting question. I think some the negative effect from buying items from online shop, it is people can control themselves to buy some of the goods or the fashion items that can kind of like waste some money. So I have ever experienced that I waste lots of the money buying some fashion products like a hat or a dress because of the addiction.
Okay. All right. It's not bad, Shiny. I think those answers are pretty good. I would definitely give you like a 6.5 for that. First of all, you're fluent and you've got some good answers. You've got some good vocabulary and good grammar. And I think that definitely earns you that 6.5. A little bit better word choice, a little bit more clarity, a little bit better content is what will get you a higher band score, like a 7.5. Okay. So, you often ask me, China, like, am I speaking too fast? You're not speaking too fast, but you're speaking quickly. And I think if you slow just a bit, so another 10% from this speed slower, and using that extra time to improve the content will help. Like, let's take a look at this question that you just answered. So what are some disadvantages of buying goods from online shops? You used a leading expression. You said, okay, that's an interesting question. When you use that expression, Yanni, remind yourself that, okay, slow down. So use this to slow myself and think. So, okay, that's an interesting question. You can take a 3-second time there to think, like 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. I think some of the negative aspects instead of effects, aspects of buying products from online shops is people cannot control the product. That's where we get a little bit awkward, like cannot control the product. That's what I heard, and I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. So you need more clarity there. Can you try that explanation again? So can you give a better explanation?
People cannot control themselves to buy like some of the product.
Okay, so again, I get what you mean now a little bit clearer. So see how it's confusing for me. People cannot control themselves from spending too much money and clicking the buy button. It's a tricky concept to explain clearly. Okay, so let's simplify this. Okay, so it's easy to spend a lot of money, right? That's one part of it. Now, remember what Lola said about putting on the clothes, making sure that they fit, making sure that they're comfortable. So try to think about that and give me a little bit of a simpler, clearer explanation.
Okay,
So try it, Yanni. So buying products from online shops, people cannot.
People cannot control their money to buy each items.
Still not accurate. Okay, I would go simpler. So first of all, I would just change it completely, Ani. So I would say people cannot try the product before they purchase it. So they might get a product that's very different from what they expect. Okay, and then if you figured it out, you might say, and it's easier to spend money. Okay, so we say cannot control their spending. Okay.
Cannot control their spending.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to assist you here. And this is what it takes. You know, it's just sometimes a lot of grinding and working and doing it again and again and checking. So what you want to do, Yanni, is record your speech and check with others through the website, with these live classes, or through help locally to make sure that you're using coherent English. Okay. So people cannot try the products. Or let's paraphrase, or control their spending. And then you can say, I have wasted a lot of money buying clothes that do not fit right online. Last week, I ordered a pair of shoes for, I don't know, 2,000. Is it Indonesian rupees?
It's rupiah.
It is rupiah, yeah. Indonesian.
Yeah, or we can say RP.
Yeah, sure. Rupiah, and they were too small. Okay, so slow yourself down and focus on a more accurate explanation and a more accurate example. I always find, Yanni, that when we're in discussion, and this happens to a lot of candidates that are at the 6.5 level, where they start well, the first sentence is quite clear, the answer is good, but then the explanation and the example gets lost a little bit. So let's try this. Okay, I'm going to say it and then repeat after me. Okay, that's an interesting question. I think some of the negative aspects of buying products from online shops is people cannot try the merchandise or control their spending. I've wasted a lot of money buying clothes that do not fit online. Last week I ordered a pair of shoes for 2,000 rupiah and they were too small. What are some disadvantages of buying goods from online shops?
Okay, that is an interesting question. I think some of the negative aspect of buying product from online shop is people cannot try the merchandise or control spending. I have wasted a lot of money from buying clothes that do not fit right online. Last week I ordered a pair of shoes for 2,000 Indonesian rupiah and they were too small.
Okay, good. Did you see my hands doing this?
Yes, I saw it.
It means slow, slower, okay? All right, don't rush into it, okay? All right, Yanni, again, thanks for sharing these questions. Members, you have the chance to request topics for classes for task 2 and for speaking. So just like Yanni did, send me questions if you've got them, okay? All right, Yanni, thank you so much. That's how you do it, okay?
You're most welcome, sir. See you next week.
Bye, Yanni.
Bye.
All right, let's give Yanni a thumbs up and let's give Yanni a clap and a thank you for sharing those questions for today's class with us, okay? All right, let's see if we can find somebody new here. Let's try Kiyu. Kiyu, are you ready? Hopefully Kiyu's ready. Thanks for all the thumbs up, everybody. Okay. Q, if you're there, awesome.
Hi, Adrian.
Hi, Q. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I am fantastic. Thank you for asking. Q, this is our first time interacting. Am I correct?
In fact, I have talked to you before because I do not remember the passcode to my account, so I need to.
Okay, I got you. So you got a different name. Sneaky, sneaky. No, I'm kidding. It's all good, of course. If you forget your password, you can always send us an email and say, hey, can you reset my password? We can find your account by your email. So we can do that for you. Okay, Q, awesome. Can you tell everybody where you are in the world right now?
I'm from Vietnam. To be particular, I'm in Hanoi.
Okay, to be specific.
Yeah, to be specific. Thank
Yeah.
you.
To be particular is in a different situation, okay? To be particular is when you're choosy. When you're being particular, it means that I don't want that, I want that. I'm being very particular, okay? It means you're being choosy, okay? So it's a little bit different. We sometimes use it the way you did, but it's less common. We usually say to be more specific. Okay, let's do this. Are you ready for a few questions?
Oh, yes, I am ready.
Okay, we're going to keep talking about fashion. Let's do this. So, has the way people style their fashion changed over the years?
Yes, I believe that fashion styles has changed a great deal over maybe a half of century. I think that in the past people used to be more strict in in how they were allowed to wear like the do's and the don'ts, but nowadays people are more open-minded about what they can wear. For example, there are a lot of types of unisex clothes that is both for women and men.
Do you think online shopping will replace shopping in retail stores?
Yes, I do. I think that online shopping is the likely to alter by no, I'm sorry, I just fumbling my word. I can go it again. Yes, I do. I think that real shops can be altered by online shop because nowadays people are getting more and more busy at work, so that leisure time is increasingly at a premium, and they prefer to buy items on e-commerce platforms and receive their order maybe in the next several hours.
All right, let's stop there. That was good. All right, first of all, really nice vocabulary. I'm impressed. Concise. The key word for you is concise. Okay, so you need to take all of these ideas and all of this beautiful vocabulary, use the vocabulary, but in a more concise way. So say what you say, but in a shorter way. Your band score is definitely a 6.5, almost a 7, and I would love to give you a higher score, like even an 8. But for me to give you an 8, I need to hear what you just said in a more concise way. Is that clear?
Yes.
So it means in a shorter way, okay? Let me jump back to your answers because they're quite nice. So I really, like I say, I really like the vocabulary and the way that you're exploring your ideas. So I asked you, has the way people style their fashion changed over the years? And you said, yes, I believe that fashion styles have changed a great deal, maybe over a half century. Avoid your modals. So you don't really need these modals like maybe or could or would. Just say be confident. So over a half century. I think in the past people were more stricter.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and how they are allowed to wear. Simplify. So this is where we can be more concise in what they wore. Okay, so just repeat this after me. I think in the past people were stricter in what they wore.
I think in the past people were stricter in what they were.
Like in the do's and don'ts.
Yeah, like in the do's and don'ts.
Women wore pants, or sorry, men wore pants, women wore skirts.
Women wore skirts.
Men wore pants.
Men wore pants.
But nowadays, it is a lot more liberal.
But nowadays, it is much more liberal.
Okay, there are a lot of unisex clothing.
There are a lot of unisex clothing.
We can even see men wearing skirts.
We can even see men wearing skirts.
Okay, so just like that, okay? So visualize it and more concise. So you have good phrases, good ideas, use them in a concise way, okay?
Yes, thank you.
All right, so focus on that. That'll be good. Okay, and then I asked you this question. So I said, do you think online shopping will replace shopping in real stores? Okay, and you said, yes, I do. I think online shopping is likely to alter. You were really set on using the word alter, but sometimes if it's not working, you just have to let it go, okay? So let go of the word alter and go, yes, they will replace them. However, you used a really good strategy here. You said, I'm sorry, I'm fumbling my words. Fumbling means that you're not able to control them. That was really nice, okay? I liked how you said that, and then you restarted. So say that nice and confidently. I'm sorry, I'm fumbling my words. Let me start again.
I'm sorry, I'm fumbling my word. Let me start again.
Yeah. So when you use that phrase, and this is for everybody, if you need to restart your answer, totally okay. We do it in our native language sometimes. Do it confidently. So confidently tell the person, I'm sorry, I'm fumbling my words. Let me start again. I think that real shops, and then don't use the same verb that got you into trouble. Okay. So I think that real shops will be replaced by online shops.
Okay.
Try it one more time.
I think real shops can be replaced by online shops.
Because people are getting busier and time is at a premium.
Because people are getting busier and time is at a premium.
So they do not want to drive to stores and waste their time trying on clothing.
So they do not want to waste time traveling to store and
trying on clothes.
And trying on clothes.
Okay, this is for everybody. It's the second time. I think it was Lola for the first time. So you try on clothes in the fitting room. Okay, so trying on clothes. Okay, all right. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that lovely vocabulary, and work on concise. So record yourself, write it down, make it concise, say it again. Okay, Q?
Okay, thank you, Adrian.
You're welcome. Bye, Q.
Bye-bye.
All right, and that's what you want to do. Students, when you start to reach that good intermediate level of English like Q, when you're in that 6.5, 7, 7.5 range, then you really want to focus on good vocabulary like Q's focusing on good vocabulary with concise language. So in a concise way, okay? Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. All right, let's give Alexander a shot. We haven't heard from Alexander in a while. Let's give Alexander a go here. Are you ready, Alexander? I've been eyeballing your name, feeling that, hey, Alexander is just so studious but hasn't had the opportunity in the last little bit here. So let's give Alexander a shot at this. All right. Alexander, I don't hear you. Not sure what's going on. Alexander, I have no idea why I can't hear you. I usually can. It could be so many different reasons, as you know. So we'll try again. I promise you we'll try again next week, okay? So come back and I will look for you in next week's class. Until then, maybe figure out what could be causing the issue. Okay, let's try Anahita, one of our students, premium students, very hardworking. Anahita, are you ready? take someone from the bottom of the list, right? I don't want people to feel like Adrian never looks at the bottom. Yes, I do. Anahita is the very last one there volunteering. So Anahita, if you're there, let me know. Hello, Anahita. I know we were able to connect last time, so maybe we can connect again. Hopefully. And I don't hear you. Okay, Anahita, check out what might be different this time. It could be on my end, ladies and gents. I'm not sure. I might have to do a refresh here. So, Alexander, it might be my end. We'll soon find out here. I'll try to connect with one more person. Okay, so Anahita, hang in there. Let me try to connect with someone who we can usually connect with. I think Bogdan is usually a good connection. So Bogdan, are you ready? And if I can't connect with Bogdan, it means it's probably something on my end. I might have to refresh the website and make a fresh connection to the chat. We'll see. Bogdan, hopefully you can help me out with this. Hello, Bogdan.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can, loud and clear, so it's probably not on my end. How are you, Bogdan?
I'm doing great. Right now I'm visiting my relatives in the western Ukraine, so I'm using the cell connection, and I'm surprised it's working well as if I'm using the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's the cellular Wi-Fi internet connections. They're so complex now in the world that it's just it's incredible that it works at all. So
yeah, that's why I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's a very, very complicated system. And then of course us humans, we have to make it more difficult by creating all kinds of firewalls and restrictions, and so
yeah, exactly.
So we like to make the world very complicated, us humans. Okay, Bogdan, let's try a couple of questions. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's talk about fashion, styling, and shops.
Okay.
All right. How can people buy fashion products?
Well, people can purchase different fashion items either at shopping malls or on websites of famous brands like Gucci and Zara. Personally, I prefer visiting online shops since it's really convenient and it saves a lot of time. Just last week, I managed to buy Nike shoes just in 5 minutes instead of spending 30 minutes at the physical shop.
What special clothes do people in your country wear on official or formal occasions?
In Ukraine, people usually wear classical suits or different traditional dresses like embroidered shirts, because it's a traditional dress and it's really popular, and it gives them an opportunity to stand out and feel confident. This is the reason why I wore this embroidered shirt on my first job interview, and it was a successful experience.
Okay, I'm going to stop there and give you some feedback. First of all, really nice fluency. So your fluency is definitely band 8, band 9 level. Your vocabulary is at about a band 8. Your grammatical range and accuracy is about a band 8, band 9. Overall, you would be scoring about a band 8 to 8.5 for your responses. You're doing really well with just a couple of slight corrections. You could get even a band 9. So it was really, really good, Bogdan. Let me reflect on your answers a little bit and why you get those scores, so everybody can kind of see that. First of all, you obviously saw that I wasn't really able to keep up with the typing because you were so fluent. So I asked you, first of all, the buying clothes one, right? So how can people buy fashion products? And you said Well, people can purchase different fashion products from different stores, and it was really nice how you very quickly and smoothly put in a couple examples like Gucci or Prada, like visiting their shops. So there was a very smooth transition of explanations, examples, and ideas. And that was really nice. And then I asked, what special clothes do people in your country wear? Now here, Bogdan recognized right away that we're talking about the Ukraine because he's Ukrainian, so he has to talk about people in the Ukraine. So he says, in the Ukraine. Now, we usually say the for Ukraine. With some countries, it's hard to know which ones, but for some countries, we add the article the. So in the Ukraine, people usually wear classical suits or different traditional dresses like embroidered shirts. I love that vocabulary, embroidered. Embroidered means it has some fine stitch work. And when people are familiar with Ukrainian, Russian, a lot of Central European, Eastern European, Hungarian, Polish traditional clothes, those clothes are embroidered. They have motifs, right? Like vines, grapevines, flowers. Now, here's a question, Bogdan. What are some common situations where Polish, Hungarian, Ukrainian, Russians wear these embroidered, beautiful clothes? What is a common situation?
Well, in these countries, probably people wear this kind of clothes on some national holidays.
National holidays? And what kind of events happen? And I know this because I have Hungarian roots as well. So I know that Ukrainians, Polish, Russian, Hungarians do this because I see it. We even have a club here in Victoria that does this. So they wear it on national holidays.
There they perform different dances.
That's right.
Also, yeah.
And that's what I'm looking for. So the examiner knows that information, right? A lot of people do. So they're kind of expecting you almost to say this, right? Like embroidered shirts and pants and blazers that they wear on national holidays, especially when performing traditional dances.
Traditional dance, yeah.
Right? So when we have almost that kind of expected language, it's weird when we don't hear it. It's like, oh, really? You said all that and then you didn't mention the traditional Ukrainian dance on, national holidays. It's kind of like, oh, really? Why? So that's why. Let's try this one more time, Bogdan. So what special clothes do people in your country wear on official or formal occasions?
Well, in the Ukraine, people usually wear classical suits or different traditional dresses like embroidered shirts or pants, and it gives them opportunity to feel confident. And usually they wear this kind of clothes on national holidays, especially when performing traditional dances.
Beautiful. Stop there, band 9. Okay. All right, that's your band 9, because that's the clear content communication. And Alexander even put in like folk dances, right? That's the actual expression. Folk festivals and folk dances. Folk festivals and folk dances. Definitely for those band 8, band 9, yeah, it's challenging. That's what the examiners are looking for, is that kind of content and vocabulary. Okay? All right, Bogdan, thank you so much for presenting that beautiful language. And remember, really think, right? So you have the language, so focus on the content, okay?
Yeah, I got this. Thank you for the feedback.
You're
and
very
have a
welcome.
nice day. Goodbye.
You too. Have a good visit with the family. Bye, Bogdan.
Thank you.
All right, that was Bogdan. That was really good. Students, I'm going to stop there, but I'm going to encourage you to continue using that student partner speaking on the website and interacting with each other, okay? For all the volunteers today, we had lots of them. Thank you so much for being courageous, for sharing your English with us. You are all beautiful, smart people. You should never forget that and never be discouraged, okay? As long as you're practicing, as long as you're doing, you are improving and you are developing, okay? Doesn't matter what your age, race, creed, sex, we're all in this together. And as long as we give education a chance and we believe in ourselves, we will become a better global species of humans. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today in this chat. Like I say, I'll keep you in mind, Alexander and other volunteers that I saw that didn't get a chance next week. So do come back. Check out ahelp.com, gieltshelp.com. Thank you so much for our moderators today as well, Alexi and Chen, for making the class go nice and smoothly. I look forward to seeing all of you next week. Okay, sign up for those premium packages. Do yourself a favor. Get going on the materials on these websites. Okay. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from Victoria for now. Bye, everybody.